Hey, good morning, everybody. I thought I'd start us out with how I actually like to start things. We're going to start slowing things down, and I want to show you how I handle things in my life. My name's Rita Hickman. I'm a body mind expert and a shiatsu massage therapist, and I grew up in a very disordered situation where there was trauma, and there was difficulty, and family dynamics were difficult. And then when I got older, I made choices that helped me, that brought me those same sort of situations, that brought me those same sort of relationships. And so I've been working on this whole narcissism thing for a long time, especially because I'm a healer. That's my personality. And so I dealt with narcissism as a child. I've dealt with narcissism as adult with a variety of different people and a variety of different um, traumatic, emotional, difficult, life changing sorts of situations. And so, because of that, I thought it would be great for those of you who are still struggling, at a different place in your path, maybe, or even have gotten to a good place and want some support to help you understand the sorts of things that help me through. So, today we're talking about if you work with a narcissist or not. And it's a take two because all the Wi Fi was messed up yesterday. So, we're going to start it in a way that I really like to start things. I really like to start important things. So we're going to start with a little bit of sage. You know, if you do work with someone who is toxic or you live with someone, it's important to put rituals in your life that help you stay grounded. One of the biggest problems is narcissists, whether they're at work or at home, they get us very off course. And one of the things I like to use is sage. So I have a little bit of sage here and a turkey feather. Smell and symbolism, they help remind us who we are and where we're going. They help remind us what's important to us and how we're going to live. And so when we smudge something, smudging actually came about because it changes how we think, it changes how we feel. Different things that we smell are super primal, they're super emotional. And when we smell things, it helps tap into that deeper self, those deeper parts of ourselves. So sage was typically something that was pungent, and it would bring people back to the present. They might use sweetgrass as a way that a sweet smell helps you think sweet thoughts. Smudging came about to change the energy of a space, and how it affects the physical body is it puts us into a different mind state. So, one of the things that I do every day, because narcissists really are everywhere. They're in our government, they're in our workplace, they're in our homes, they're in our stores, they're waiting behind us in line. People who are very, very focused on what they want and what's going on inside of them, to the detriment of everybody else. And maybe it's purposeful, maybe it's subconscious, maybe it's based on wounds, maybe it's based on the fact that they're not grounded. A lot of people that I work with who with struggle with being more narcissistic, or dealing with narcissism, actually have underlying conditions that are going on of some sort that encourages their narcissism. And some people have the ability to rise up, and other people they kind of sink down. They're always sort of on the edge, and if things can help lift them up, then they're able to be more open and empathic and sensitive to people. But if things keep them down, like their own thoughts, then they end up being very manipulative and angry and controlling and emotionally violent, and they go way off the spectrum. So the neat thing is when you do things like I'm starting the day with a smudge, when you do things that help put you into a good space, in reality, it affects everybody else around you. It affects the people that you come in contact with, including narcissists at your job. So when I started out my practice, I would go into companies and I would do work, and what I would bring with me were sensory sorts of things. I'd bring a little bit of essential oil, and I'd put it in a diffuser. I would bring things which were beautiful colors and fabrics. I would adjust the lighting however I could so that it wasn't harsh. I might have a little bit of mind music going on underneath. There's a lot of music that's out there that helps you and train your brain to a higher vibrational state. I would bring my peace, my inner peace with me wherever I went. And I would create environments that would affect people even before they would hit where I was at. So we have a lot of people who behave in really narcissistic ways at work, who pick victims that they're going to torment, that they're going to make their lives difficult, that they've decided are the perfect, the perfect person to take all of their inner angst out on. We find that at work a lot. They're very toxic environments, and they can be bosses, they can be employees. The best bet you have, if you aren't ready to leave your job and you've got someone toxic and narcissistic that you're working with, is to start doing the things that bring you to a place of peace. That's one of the most important things that you can do. And when you start getting to that place of peace, it quietly and subtly starts to affect the people around you. Now, here's one of the other side effects of being in a place of peace. When you do things that keep you centered, then you respond to a narcissist in a way that makes you not interesting to be a victim. It makes you not their ideal target anymore. It makes you not someone that they've decided they want to get rid of, or they've decided to manipulate their life. Because what happens when you start doing things that get you centered and grounded often, and I spend a lot of time like with sage or with surrounding myself with things that remind me who I am and what I believe and what's important to me in a bigger picture and bringing me to a higher